Today, I'll be talking about a few vehicles in War Tycoon that I think they should actually remove or replace to make the game better for the players. The first one is going to be the Independence X, and I'm saying this because this is a completely fictional ship. This does not exist in real life. It's a fictional variant of the normal USS Independence. The Independence X did introduce a cool feature, the railgun, but it was 2.5k Robux. The vehicle that I think could replace this is the Arleigh Brook class destroyer. I don't even know if I said that correctly, but that's some really good ship in the US Navy that's actually a thing. It exists, unlike this, and it's really powerful. So I think that could be a good substitute for the Independence X in War Tycoon. I feel like War Tycoon won't do any of this, but at least they could do something with this helipad at the back of the ships. The Zomwalt, the normal Independence, and the Independence X all have this like little helipad at the back, and I think it would be cool if you could spawn something like the Little Bird on the back of these, just in case, like if your Zomwalt or Independence X is on low health, you could quickly go here, get onto your Little Bird, and fly away. That way, you wouldn't have to get out of the ship, then go on land, then call something on the airdrop. That would take so much more time. It would be cool if you could just add helicopters to the back of ships. The next vehicle is going to be the F-47, and this vehicle isn't as bad as the Independence X in terms of annoyingness, but the thing is, it was also 2.5k Robux. The thing about the F-47 is, it's a concept, so it doesn't actually exist in real life, so War Tycoon could have modeled it incorrectly, they could have gave it the wrong weapons or something, so I think a good replacement could be something like the J-20. There aren't a lot of Chinese planes in War Tycoon in general, but I think adding a plane that exists in real life and new would be a lot better than just adding some random concept that no one knows anything about. I'm hoping you're starting to notice a pattern here, but if you don't, that's fine because I'm going to tell you it anyway. The pattern is, I'm just grabbing vehicles that are like concepts, fictional, don't exist in real life, or anything like that, and I'm just finding vehicles that are still good, but they exist in real life, so that way, War Tycoon could get these vehicles to be way more realistic, and that would just make the game way more fun too. To continue this pattern, the next vehicle will be the Seahawk, which is also a concept plane, but it was for the Navy. So it could like go on carrier as it was powerful and all that, but it's a concept, so it didn't exist in real life. Because of that, I think a good replacement for the Seahawk could be something like the F-35C. It's also a really good carrier-based plane, but it actually exists in real life. It's been used, it's good, so I think that would be a really good replacement for the Seahawk. Plus, the Seahawk doesn't even look that good, so I think a plane like the F-35C would be way better by almost everything. Now, for the last vehicle that I think should get replaced or changed is the B-1R. And that's because, again, this is another concept plane. It doesn't exist, so I think they should replace it with something like the Tu-160. That's because this plane actually exists in real life, and the thing is, we already have one of the B1 variants anyways, so if you remove this and add something else, like the Tu-160, you could just get all the features from this and put it into the Tu-160. The devs found a way to get a new feature for the regular B1 Lancer, so I don't see why they can't do the same thing, and instead of make a plane that's a combination of others and has nothing special, they could just find a new feature and then add that to the Tu-160, so then that way, it could be a new unique plane without just like copying and pasting. Okay, ejecting has been really funny this whole time. I don't know why, but it's just been broken. There is one vehicle that I think that should get removed without a replacement, and that is the Overlord. And my only real reason is it's unrealistic because, again, this is a completely fictional hovercraft, but then you can't really replace it because hovercrafts like this don't really exist in real life. They might, but they're not like well known or used or anything, so I don't have much of a reason other than it's annoying and it doesn't exist in real life. Also, if you've noticed, I haven't said a single helicopter or a tank. That's because something like the Raider X or Invictus for the helicopters aren't even that bad. Sure, they might not exist in real life, but they're not overpowered random vehicles that exist just so that War Tycoon can make some money. Same thing with tanks, but kinda. Cause the Abrams X is a paid vehicle, but the thing is, it's not super overpowered, it's counterable. Same thing with the PLO-1. These aren't overpowered tanks that are just there. These are pretty well balanced, so that's why I didn't include helicopters or tanks. So yeah, I'm gonna say it again. This entire video was all just fictional, experimental, or prototype vehicles that most of them never existed, so that's why I think they shouldn't be in War Tycoon, because they're unrealistic, they aren't made correctly, and if there's changes, then War Tycoon will have to redo them anyway. So yeah, that is gonna be the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching, have a good day, and bye.